We went shopping! I was walking through my local mall about like a few days ago. I was picking up some stuff, going for a night out, had to grab some little clothes here and there, and I walked by this little pop-up shop called Reese's Book Club, and it's Reese WITHERSPOON's book club. I was super excited to go in there. I buy books all of the time, and I always want to like film a book haul video, and I never do. I just don't, I don't know, I just don't sit down to do it. But I really wanted to film a book haul video. So I visited this little shop, and I also went to Amazon Books, so I'm gonna include some of those in my book haul today. And so let's just get right into it. So as I mentioned, I was walking through the mall and I saw this cute little pop-up bookstore, and I just looked in for a second because I didn't want to go in until I was there to go buy some books and pick some up. So I brought my hubby along so he could do a little bit of filming, get some B-roll for us. And I picked up not only a few books, but also another little treat that I'll show you guys. Everybody there was super nice, by the way. They also offered complimentary coffee. There was like a little seating area. I think they also have furniture for sale that's especially for readers, because you know how hard it is to find a comfortable chair to read in for hours on end. So really cute stuff. And then also the girl at the front told me that her book club focuses on women authors, leading women characters, which I love women empowerment, always been very passionate about that. And everybody was just super nice, like super nice. Oh look, is this like a recipe card? So not only do you get free bookmarks with your book purchases, but they've also got like recipe cards for, I don't know, alcoholic holiday beverages. Yum, love that. Lots of little goodies. Interesting, okay, cool. And I ended up getting 4 books and a coffee mug. Isn't she cute? She's so cute. I love a good coffee mug. I love espresso. I can't really drink a lot of coffee. I'm like minimal caffeine intake, but it's just like a warm hug inside. So anyways, the books that I got. I don't get a lot of fiction books, and so I've been wanting to get more lately. And what I really love is historical fictions, and Reese offers quite a few historical fiction titles in her pop-up shop. So the first one I got is this one, The Secrets We Kept by Prescott. And this is a historical fiction based at the height of the Cold War. You've got a young Russian-American secretary. She's plucked from the CIA typing pool and given the assignment of a lifetime. Her mission, to help smuggle Dr. Zhivago into the USSR, where it is banned, and enable Boris Pasternak's magnum opus to make its way into print around the world. So she's got some kind of mission to do in Russia at the height of the Cold War. So I just thought that sounded really cool. A lady leading character, so love that. The next one I got is The Sanatorium. And you know, I haven't talked about this on my channel because I guess it hasn't been a reason to come up yet, but I love horror films. I love scary movies. Not like jump scare movies, not like super frightening, like gory or any of that kind of stuff. I like thrillers, mind benders, psychological thrillers. And so that's kind of what this book reminded me of. And it's about a former abandoned sanatorium that has been renovated into a 5-star minimalist hotel. So nothing bad could happen there, right? A sanatorium turned into a hotel. So really cool little story out of that, I think. Some other author, I don't know who that author is, AJ Finn, but anyway, they say that it's an absolutely splendid gothic thriller. I'm like, ooh, fun, scandalous. Okay, and the next book I got, another historical fiction, I know, I'm very predictable, is Northern Spy by Flynn. Oh, this author also wrote Under the Harrow, and I actually put that book in my cart on Amazon, honey. Wink, wink. Anything that I want to buy on Amazon, I just put it in the cart, and then my husband orders it for me next time he goes to check out. So this is a book that's based in Ireland, Belfast. The IRA may have gone underground in the 2 decades since the Good Friday Agreement, but they never really went away, and lately bomb threats, security checkpoints, and helicopters floating ominously over the city have become features of everyday life. as the news reporter requests the public's help in locating those responsible for a robbery. Security footage reveals Tessa's sister Marianne at the scene pulling a black ski mask over her face. Oh my gosh. So a producer at the BBC sees her sister is involved in some kind of raid. So that's very interesting, very exciting stuff. Really looking forward to reading that one. I don't know when I'm going to get around to reading all these books. I have like a huge to be read list right now. So I scanned all of my books that I have on my bookshelf into Goodreads. Before this shopping spree, I have like 200 plus unread books that I haven't read that are on my bookshelf. So yeah. The last book that I got is The Alice Network by Kate Quinn. For one, I really like this print. Like, I love these pages. They're like the different lengths of pages. I think those are really cute. Here's all the free bookmarks they gave you. You can never have enough bookmarks. I lose them all the time. These are probably not my favorite free bookmarks I've gotten. There was this little shop, this bookstore in, where was it, like Silver Lake or something? I can't remember. I went to some cute little bookstore in some neighborhood in LA, and they had these really like suede feeling bookmarks. They were really cute. I really liked them. But anyways, I love having bookmarks. I should probably keep them in my nightstand because I usually end up using like receipts and stuff for bookmarks. So anyways, The Alice Network. I saw this book also at Amazon Bookstore when I was in there, so I think it's just pretty popular right now. But it is a historical fiction. Again, it looks like it's based in two time periods, 1947 in the aftermath of World War II. And so you're following an American college girl named Charlie St. Clair. And then we also have another time period, 1915, a year into the Great War. We're following another young lady. I think that's really cool that I get to read some books that have some strong women leads. I just love to see myself represented in good literature. And then look how cute this little coffee cup is. I just love the handle and the color, and books are my happy place. So cute. And I always tend to go a little wild at the Amazon bookstore because you get like really good discounts as a Prime member. And today there was this display that it said buy 2 books, get the third one half off. And I think she ended up giving them all to me half off. So it was like $28 for 4 books. But I'm not going to tell you who rung me up because I don't want her to get in trouble. But I'm also including some books. I didn't buy these today at the Amazon bookstore, but I did buy them recently, so I just wanted to include them to like show you what I got. I don't know, because it's fun. So the ones that I got today, a historical fiction book, of course, called The Devil in the White City. It takes place in late 19th century Chicago. There's the architect of the World Fair, and then there's a serial killer that's using the World Fair to lure and find his victims. And so you've got this kind of dichotomy between the architect who designed the World Fair and then this horrible evil person that's using the World Fair to do his evil bidding. So that sounds like a really interesting little tale to get through. This next one is called The Atlas 6 by Olivie Blake, and it's like this kind of magical fiction book about 6 people that are vying for a spot in this secret underground league that has all of the knowledge, the Alexandrian Society. So they're the caretakers of lost knowledge from the greatest civilizations of antiquity and are the foremost secret society of magical academicians in the world. That's a word I was not familiar with before. So I thought that sounded really fun and something very different. Like, it's not something I would normally read, but it seems to me like a really good dark academia type book. That's kind of what it reminds me of. Super smart, sexy, sultry, interesting, mysterious. And then if you get into the club, you're promised like wealth and success for the rest of your life. So that sounds like something that I would be really interested in, but I don't have any superpowers, so I don't think that they'd want me in their club. That's okay. So I did get a fiction book today called A Random Walk Down Wall Street. I love reading books on investment. I've read Benjamin Graham's The Intelligent Investor. I've read Peter Lynch's books. I've read the essays of Warren Buffett where he talks about business and investment. So I'm very interested in investing books. I kind of run the gamut. Like I read about investing in stocks based on like candlesticks and all that. That's not really my cup of tea though. I don't think that I really understand investment in that way, but I do understand good business, and I do understand like wanting to invest in companies that you're proud of, that you think are going to do well, that you think add value to the world. So that's kind of the direction of, it's like a long-term investment strategy. The other way is just gambling, and you can't tell me any different. Next book that I got is Dune, another fiction book. So science fiction, it's like super popular right now. It's all over the TikToks and the Instagrams and like Book Talk and BookTube and all the places. And so, you know what? I just wanted to be one of the cool kids. So I picked up Dune, and I also picked up The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, because everybody, I mean, literally everybody has been recommending this book, and I hope that it doesn't disappoint. But this takes place in Hollywood, and I live very close to Hollywood. Like, I can take my little electric scooter and just scoot right down there. So I just think it's kind of cool to read novels about places that you live in and you can actually see and whatnot. So anyways, those are another 2 books that I got there. The next book I got is a classic. It's on the banned book list. You know, when people like talk about banned books, this is usually one of them. Brave New World by Aldous Huxley. I didn't have a copy. I read it when I was, you know, in school. I think that we all read this in middle school at some point, but it's been a long time since I've read it. I wanted to pick it up again. I thought that this print was really cute. Like, I really love the spine and the design on the front. So I wanted to have this for my collection. The next book that I got, Sapiens, A Brief History of Humankind by Yuval Noah Harari. I don't think I said that right. I think I must have butchered that. But anyways, I've already read this book, but I let somebody borrow it and I never got it back. So I had to put it back into my collection because it's got so many interesting facts in here. Just a new way to look at the world. I remember when I first read it, I read this book, and right before I'd read this book, I also read Guns, Germs, and Steel by Jared Diamond. That was in my video on books that changed my perspective. It made me feel like a tiny little speck of dust in this huge, giant universe, and I kind of had a little bit of an existential crisis at the time. But good stuff anyways. I seem to remember that there was a picture in here of the Chinese ships that they used to build in comparison to like boats like the Mayflower that made it over to the Americas, and just how much larger they were. And like the only reason the Chinese didn't come and take America is because they didn't have any interest in doing that. I don't know if that's like the full explanation, but generally speaking, that's kind of what it was. But anyways, really interesting book when I read it. It's one of those that you like to go back to. I also picked up by the same author at around the same time that I first got the book is 20 Lessons for the 21st Century, something or other. Anyways, I'll put it in here. But that one was also very interesting to read. I enjoyed that one as well. So this was just adding it to my collection. I'd already read it, just wanted to include it. And the last book I'm showing you guys today that I picked up from the Amazon bookstore is Cloud Cuckoo Land by Anthony Doerr. I picked this up because I saw that it had been recommended in Wall Street Journal. That's my favorite section in the Wall Street Journal, is the book review section. So every Saturday, like that's my gig. That's what I read. Lots of history book recommendations in there. I think that's how I end up with so many. But this was one of the fiction books that I thought sounded really interesting, and just it spans like, you know, a great expanse. You've got everything from like 1453 Constantinople to modern day times to some, you know, faraway dimension. But I don't want to give away too much, so I'm not going to say too much. But I did pick this up at the Amazon bookstore too. I love the cover. I think it's an absolutely beautiful book. I loved reading it. It was very quickly paced. It was just really interesting. It wasn't goofy. It wasn't silly. There were so many little storylines in this book that you could never really get bored. So even though like the book was over 600 pages long, I think I finished it in just a few days. Definitely less than a week. I try to read like a book a week. This book I read in less than a week, and it was really fun and really delicious, and I really enjoyed it. That's the last of my book haul. So thank you for coming along on this little journey of mine. I do love to go to secondhand bookshops as well. Usually when I go there, I get like a big giant box of books for like 150 bucks, and I got all these books, you know, 20, 30 plus books. So next time I do that, I do still have lots of shelves to fill on my library, but next time I do that, I will film the journey. There's so many cool secondhand bookstores, regular bookstores here in Los Angeles, and they're just all over the place. So I'll definitely, I think, film that next adventure too, or I get my husband to film it. We got to teach him to be a videographer. He's kind of having some issues, but he does a really good job. Right, honey?
Yes, honey.
So thank you so much for watching. If you are interested in this video, you want to see more of the books that I buy, or maybe you want to see me review some of these books, definitely hit that like button so that other people can find this video, and also hit subscribe so that you are alerted every time I post a new video. Also, I will leave a link to my socials in the description box down below if you'd like to follow me on Instagram or Twitter. And with that, I think there's nothing else. So I'll see you later. Bye.